Alrighty. Welcome back to Nickland. No, excuse me. Why I keep doing that? Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review episode number 256. Reviewing the 256th episode of the series, The Ultimate Recipe. This episode focused on Team 10 this time. Yeah, first time in quite a while. And like usual for these standalone episodes that don't focus on Boruto, well, haven't seen this in a while. You see Boruto and Team 7 there at the beginning. We have Boruto and Sakura got lines. Mitsuki is there and he doesn't speak. You're probably thinking, what the heck is this? Why isn't Mitsuki speaking? And he's off a different table. Well, there kind of is a good reason for that because it's a lot of boosts. A lot of the time can only fit about 4 people in it. A lot of the time, but not always. And he isn't eating for some reason. Yeah, as far as I can tell, there's no reason for this at all. It's just kind of weird to say the least when it comes to Mitsuki. So, in the case of basically Team 7, they're basically on rest leave until the next mission. Because they just got back from the Hidden Mist Village. They probably want something right away at another mission. So basically they got a day off. And so, in the case of what Team 10's been up to during the whole point of this, not really known. It just basically they're just there. So, they get a mission. By the way, the receptionist comes back here. And apparently the assignment is to capture a fugitive criminal named Jungo, who is also gathering weapons for some reason. He's a rogue ninja. And they managed to find him pretty easily at, of all places, 1010's shop. Now, this is the first time 1010's been seen in a long time. I'm trying to think here. When was the last time 1010 was seen in the series? Whew. I think it was... Last time I can think, it was probably the Steam Ninja Scrolls arc. That was the last time I can remember seeing her. I mean, happy to see 1010, my third favorite character in the franchise. And she's here for a cameo. Like Mitsuki. Mitsuki we just seen last episode. Fine. But at least throughout the entire... At least he did some stuff. At least he had some freaking lines. Yeah, so... They follow him, and then they corner him. And it turns out the whole thing of him being wanted, that was actually mixed up. He was pardoned by his village. He's actually the Hidden Cloud. Now, I'm thinking, okay, last time I checked, Shosho's mom is from the Hidden Cloud. And she's able to leave the village, no problem, because of the alliance, and move to the village. And so, basically, right after he came to the village, apparently after he ran his village, apparently he was homeless. He just happened to run Ichi Ramen. Yeah, great to see him again in the series. That was interesting. A flashback. So we have a ramen episode. Though the way this episode is written, it feels like an episode of Toriko. No, seriously. It feels like an episode of Toriko. Like, being chased by an animal, hunting out various foods. It feels like basically a Toriko episode. It's like the person who wrote this probably wrote for Toriko at some point. And my guess is they must have brought the guy over. They'll mix some ninja stuff in here. Now, in case you're curious though, is there a connection between Toriko himself and Naruto? Well, aside from the fact from the same generation of basically mangaka, there's barely a connection between Toriko and Naruto. It's kind of weird. Though, I haven't heard anything about we might get a remake or continuation of the original anime. So, in the case of basically what happens, so they go to a shop and it kind of looks like an indoor version of the original look for the Ichi ramen shop. It looks like pretty much the same exact shop as that one, except that was more of an outside shop, but a little bit inside. This looks like basically a surrounded version of that. That was interesting. So they spent a whole episode trying to make the special ramen, and they can't exactly get it right. So of course, they look for the Koreans hunting some boar, big boar, and it looks very similar to the boar seen in a crossover episode for Toriko One Piece. I am not kidding about that. This boar is the same size as that one. Though the shape of it is the same size as that one. Also reminds me of the one I just saw in Skeleton World in episode 2. I'm like, what is with me basically seeing boar? Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. At least the boar doesn't have burnt smoked pork on it. Yeah. So they climb this mountain to get the special bamboo, and of course, Look at this special grant. And the reason why he's in a hurry is because of there's a ramen critic basically coming to him. Of course, he's able to get how he's able to get info about this particular critic because he's a former ninja. This probably was something he picked up. It's probably something he was good at. He may not be good in the jitsu, but at least is good at basically sensing stuff. Good for him. Yeah, and there's also a minor subplot here of Shikadai and a couple of shinobi after a bunch of data thieves. Yes, stealing data from scientific ninja tools. Why in the world these people want to do it? I have no earthly idea. It's like they show up, they get chased by them, and of course they briefly intersect twice the whole episode. Like, oh, we have this little bamboo thing, they switch, and apparently they think they have the data, but no, they have basically the guy's sakura, I think it's something to do, it's a special spice you put on ramen. So, apparently that he had it the whole time, and Choto managed to take it from him just because she liked the stuff. So, they have basically finding him after he was taken by the data thieves, and that's like, where's the data? And he has no idea what they're talking about. And look how much by sheer coincidence, you have Ikeda, you have Ichi, where he is basically using his Super Ninja Scroll to find him, and just by sheer coincidence, there's Shikadai. Pass along a message, hey, I know exactly what the guy you're looking for is. Fine. Team up, take it to thieves pretty easily, and they find data chip they just find it like, oh, there it is. And apparently the way to make this special dish is mix in potato chips. By the way, there's fireworks going near my house. Yes, because it's 4th of July. Yes, so apparently potato chips is basically what could be interesting. Now, I have tried ramen before, basically, like ramen noodles. I like ramen noodles. I haven't had it in years, but I do like it. I like the taste of noodles. I usually like some mixed in with it. Now, I've also had a cup of noodles. Yes, I did. I had those in high school. I haven't had those type of noodles in years. The only type of noodles I have is when I occasionally have pasta or macaroni and cheese. But not ramen. I don't have the ramen they have in the series. Looks delicious. Oh, here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that the special circle thing that in the series that Naruto likes so much in universe, outside universe, those are legit things that they put in ramen in Japan. Also, the Ichigo Ramen shop is based upon a shop that Kishimoto went to when he was in college. Yes, seriously. He based a shop in his own series after a shop he went to in college. I wonder if basically they got a lot of visitors when they found out, oh yeah, you base a shop in your series after my business. That's probably what the owner probably was thinking. Or hey, probably gonna increase business. I don't know. I found this out via Anime's Balls Deep. Yeah. Interesting stuff I have behind the scenes when it comes to Naruto. I always like how I found out basically source inspiration for manga or even comic books. I always love hearing about that. So, by the way, for some reason, they don't have Naruto come to this shop, which, given the fact the guy loves ramen, you would think that basically he would come to the shop. Nope. He never does. As a matter of fact, Naruto was not even seen the whole episode. You would think that he would, given the fact that he mentioned Ichi Ramen. In fact, he loves Ichi Ramen. By the way, it did make a brief appearance in the previous episode. Actually, it was last week's episode, I think it was. But it's weird that we have ramen in 2 episodes. I thought that was kind of weird. Next week's episode should be interesting, given the fact he's going to be appearing in a movie. Yes, appearing in a movie. A superhero movie. This should be interesting, to say the least. I think this is the first the actor who appears in the series. I think this is the first time this character has popped up since the Ghost arc. I think that was the last time he was seen. It is interesting, though, we're bringing this thing back. We're doing the whole movie thing again. Wow. It's 5 years ago. This is basically an episode of the series where they went to the movie theater. And him and Wars make an appearance. That's going to be interesting, too. So, yeah, really good Naruto episode going to be next week. Yep. So yeah, that's it for Club U. Stay tuned for our next video, which is going to be Super Sentai. Yes, I'm going to start it as soon as I put the video up, okay? Bye.